There it go. There it go. It's on. That's how natural.
You
Really,
wanna
no crazy intro.
you
I can
want
see my little thighs on the fucking watch and
you want to
everything.
hit the intro for the one time?
I don't even remember it.
It's Mac.
And Alexis, man, like we never left. Beneath the ink.
This is the Beneath the Ink podcast.
Yeah, here we go. It's just like the old days. But
Yeah,
man,
man. What's
uh,
new, man?
hella shit, hella shit.
This is interesting. This
This
is
is.
this is interesting, man.
It's gonna take a while to get back in it.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you're doing this though, man.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
seemed like we talked about it a couple of times that I thought this was dope, man. I'm glad that you're doing it. But I do want to ask what made you what made you get into it and what made you like I guess push forward with it. You know what I mean? To be like, you know what, let me just take this step of doing this, you know what I mean? And just kind of doing it the way that you want it to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
The I don't want to say like the message that you want to be pushed out instead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro, I ain't even gonna lie. So we talked a little bit about it, like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I'm tired, bro.
Oh boy, tired of being sick and tired.
Tired of being sick. We talked a little bit, like, just everything that's going on, bro. When I pulled the phone out and just the shit that, like, the messages that's being put out, bro. I'm just like, I don't know. I just got tired of it, bro. It's just so clear to like that, like the messages that's getting put out is like such part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I almost caught myself always like complaining, like, man, look at this wild shit, or why is this person saying this, or why do we think this is funny? All these different things, bro. And it's just like, man, instead of talking about it, bro, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just do my own shit. Like at this point, I feel like we reach an age where you just don't give a fuck no more. You know what I mean? And I'm like, man, I'm gonna just speak my mind.
Just kind of
and
look at it as as an audio diary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Then and just like I feel like we reached that point in life where like we've kind of went through some things, we got some perspectives, we learned some lessons, and to not like share that shit with the next generation, you feel me? Is just it don't make no sense. I think definitely my son growing up right now, and the shit I'm seeing through my experiences with him, I'm just like, bro, like I don't know. I just see kids like they're going through the same motions that we went through, or that a lot of people went through, and it's just like, bro, it don't gotta be like that.
They
like,
just doing it
what?
faster at that.
Yeah,
You know
doing
what
it
I mean?
faster and just and then yeah, you had them times where you're like, oh, well, that's what made me the man I am today.
Yeah.
But like I feel like we lucky at the end of the day,
Yeah, oh
bro.
for sure.
Because there's a lot of motherfuckers that just can't say that.
It's
You know what
it's
I
funny
mean?
that you say that, right? Because
So I always got a problem with that.
I use this line with my son, right? They talk about like having experience. Well, it was more so for my daughter, but I was like, having experience and stuff like that. But I was just like, what sense does it make to have experience to something when you already know the outcome for it?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's like me giving you a test, me telling you to take a test when I already gave you the answers, but you decide to do it the way you wanted to do it. Mm-hmm. You already have the answers. Mm-hmm. You already have the cheat code, but yet you wanted to do it the way you wanted to do it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It just don't make no sense. It's the same, just like directions. You give somebody a route to go somewhere, I'm gonna just go this way. It's just like, bro, I gave you a route that's going to be time efficient, faster to get there, but yet you wanted to do what you wanted to do, and then you got lost, and you just your end goal is, well, so I got the experience.
Yeah,
like shit. It's not worth nothing. You know what I mean?
It's that part right there, because I think there are some things that you gotta feel. Like I'm even feeling with my sons. Like I could say all this and that. He's gonna have to feel certain things. You feel me? But I guess I wanted to make this to at least get the conversation started and get these young cats to even just be thinking. That's my thing. My thing is I don't care what road you go down. You could go down. You could be with the shit. You could do whatever. Just know the game
consequences.
You're
Yeah,
playing.
for
You know
sure.
what I mean? Where I think a lot of cats is going into shit blind, not knowing no better, and that's two different things. I'm not saying everybody got to move this way, that way, but just know somewhat what the outcomes are going to be, to where then you can make a better decision. You know what I mean? Because then even in that analogy, like with the directions, there is more than one way to get somewhere. You feel me? Sure. You might just be telling them the way that you think is fastest, more whatever. But at least giving them options. Where right now, I think a lot of people just don't got no options, bro. These young kids ain't got no options, and it's not even just for kids. It's about everything.
Yeah, for
You know, I
sure.
want to cover everything. Like I said, this that's why I call it beneath the ink. It's like whatever's going on in somebody's life underneath their skin and inside, to where like sharing their stories, to where like people can learn from it. You know what I mean? Some
Yeah,
people might listen to some shit and be like, I don't agree with any of that. You feel me? And
yeah,
that's fine. You feel me? But then some may be like, I never thought about it like that.
yeah.
You know? So that's kind of like the basis of the whole show.
And I'm fine with people like that who like have their own perspectives on things. But my thing is, if you're gonna tell me something that you think is better or whatever, like give me the logic behind it. You feel me? If
Yeah.
yo if yo are you telling me something that's self based, or are you telling something that's better for both parties? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, cause if I'm thinking about something self based, of course I'll be like, well, yeah, I can do this. Woo, woo, woo. Well, I ain't really worried about what happens to them, but I know if I do this, I can get this, that, and third. You know what I mean? So yeah, your mindset may move a little different. You know what I mean? Because you worried about you. But as a whole, just imagine if everybody thought like that. You know what I mean? If everybody was just thinking for self, you feel me? Like, well, where would we be? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
It is like we need each other, man. We people for a reason. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's what separates us from the animals. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like we talk for a reason.
Yeah.
Like you feel me? Think about it like that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. That's
if
a
you ain't
good
using
point.
your voice, and that's kind of how I felt. I felt like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Like watching the shit, you get irritated because it's like, man, I got some perspectives. I wish, I need to be telling. And that's what it came down to. I was like, I need to start saying my shit, bringing people on to where we can have these conversations and real conversations. Because like I said, I think today not a lot of shit is real, bro. It's all like, it's just crazy, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
and I
it's just
think for the
wild.
for the for the record, I think that's kind of why we like pushed off the podcast
Yeah,
the
yeah,
judge us
officially.
not. It's
Yeah.
because we kind of see where it was going, and what we didn't want to push out nothing that wasn't going to benefit anybody. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like, we just not here trying to entertain people. That's not
yeah,
our goal. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Our goal is to teach something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's just like, if it start coming down that road where it just start to become gimmicky
Real
and just,
entertaining.
yeah,
You know what I
entertaining,
mean?
like, oh, they just be doing something. It's like, we don't like it no more. You
Yeah,
know what I
and
mean?
that's where everything going, bro.
Yeah.
You look at sports, that shit is going way more in the more
Everything is a reality
entertainment.
TV
Yeah,
now.
it's more in the entertainment realm than the actual like competing and all that shit. There's all kinds of stuff about that. Yeah, I know. Originally though, what we was kind of gonna touch on today was like a lot of just like I said, what's going on with the youth and even like the upbringings and kind of the mindsets that we get like growing up in certain communities and stuff. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was on your mind about that?
I man, this
Let's
this
talk about let's look at this. What was we doing? What was procedure that we just did? We got to do another session. That's cool. That's
All
cool.
right,
Set it off.
so this is why it's always a touchy subject, man. It's because, like, I know how people may look at it or say or look at me about the situation, but like, the hood mentality, bro, is just a fucking lie, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what we was doing, I was getting a neighborhood tat removed, and
Via laser.
yeah, via
Painful.
laser, and shit doesn't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and Al pretty much just asked me what made me do it, and to be honest, it was some random girl. It was some random girl who what happened? I think I took my shirt off. I don't know what the hell happened, but she seen my back tattoo, and that you did, by the way. and and she was like, "Oh, what does that say?" And I was just like, "Oh, so my back says, I respect the soldiers fighting overseas, but I salute the soldiers that die for our cities." And it say street veterans. But when I said that out loud, I was just like, that shit sound hella stupid, bro. I'm like, that shit sound dumb, bro. It's
Man.
like, you make it seem like you guys fighting for some fucking cause out here. Like, you niggas is just out here. You know what I mean?
Yep,
I mean,
yep.
not to say like, because some people do like patrol a neighborhood or whatever, but for the most part, that's not what it is.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And it's just like, it just sound hella stupid. And ever since then, ever since I said it out loud, I said, bro, I think I'm gonna get this shit taken off, bro.
You went down a rabbit hole,
Yeah,
bro.
I
Like for
did.
real.
I did, bro. Like I kid you not, bro. That same night I really went home when I was going to bed, like I really stared at the fucking ceiling, bro, and just like, why the fuck do I got that tattoo? What the fuck did that mean to me? Like, why do I still like what is it? You know what I mean? I just went down this rabbit hole, bro, and I was just like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna take that shit off, bro. And then
Like a light switch went off.
yeah.
Like the fucking something came off of your eyes. Like you was blinded. Basically, like the hood had you blinded. You feel me? Had you like operating a certain way. It's like once that shit came off, you're like, what the
So
fuck? What was I doing?
so my thing is
Yeah.
like, I ain't too proud of my upbringing, like the shit that I've done. And it bothers me a lot. And I'm getting to a point now where I'm trying to make peace with it. And I was just telling my partner about this like a couple of weeks ago. I was just like, bro, it's secrets that I'm gonna die with. You know what I mean? Like I'd never tell. Like I'm not proud about none of this shit. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna die with them secrets. You know what I mean? And I was like, cause I can't let shit like that out. You know what I mean? It's like I'm opening the old wounds. Like I'm just doing a whole lot of shit if I was to bring some shit back up like that. So it's just like I'm gonna die with those secrets. You feel me? And that shit really didn't sit with me too well. So I think right now I'm just trying to clean my soul, bro. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to have like. I guess I look at it like if I was to die today, if you knew for a fact you wasn't waking up tomorrow, could you say like you was proud of your life? You know what I
Bruh,
mean?
that's crazy you said that, bro, because that's another reason why I did this. I thought the same thing. Like, if something was
Yeah.
to happen with me, would I be okay with that being my story?
Yeah.
That impression I gave to people, like things I did or whatever, like the whatever um, persona they had made up about. Am I okay with leaving that
Yeah.
like as it is?
Well,
Oh, close the book. That's what he was. That's the story that's gonna be said about your funeral, all that. And I ain't gonna lie,
you
bro. The
wasn't
answer
happy
was
with it.
no,
Yeah.
bro. I wasn't feeling that shit, and it probably had the same type of moment. Like, oh,
Yeah,
this.
no, for
That's
sure.
why I was like, that's when I say I don't give a fuck no. I'm putting this shit out. You know what I'm
But
saying?
the difference, like, I didn't tell you this, but last last Saturday, I believe, um, I redid my shahada, like which is basically your faith declaration, like when you become a Muslim. So I
Okay.
redid it again Saturday just to be official with it again. You know what I mean? Because now I'm actually like trying to practice it as the best that I could. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean? Um, and how you said about how people like it's more of a religious thing to me. Like I looked at it like if I was to die, if I knew today was my last day, and God looked at my sheet and what what would I think God would think about my sheet to be like, oh nigga, you think you going to heaven based off this shit and you ain't
yeah,
got you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like so I try to look at it as like you know the saying like what would Jesus do,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like that's kind of how I look at it, like how would God look at what I'm doing, you know what I mean? So that's the reason why like even with the podcast, like I wanted to like to be honest, I wanted to delete the whole like all the videos that we got. I want
yeah,
to delete
yeah,
all of it, bro, because I don't want. The thing is, I don't want anything negative that I put out to carry on, and
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's the thing because like Islamically speaking, like if I was to do something bad or teach somebody bad, and that person does that bad, that's a count on me. You know what I mean? Like I'm held accountable for that because I produced it. I produced the product. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So it's like you producing a gun and everybody killing with the gun. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
And so it's like I don't want to be held accountable for that. So I try to like be better at like talking with people. Like I try not to like backbite people. You know what I mean? Like I try to be the best that I can be. And even I know I got my demons, you know what I mean? But that's my demons that I keep to myself. Like I don't try to like glorify my demons. And like I know the shit that I do sometimes is wrong, and I know it's wrong, and I hold myself accountable for that. But I'm not finna promote what I do and say like, oh, it's okay because everybody does it,
Yeah, yeah.
type of thing. You know what I mean? So
What was there certain things like I don't know, like was it like a certain age? Like when did those things start? Like the thoughts start coming up in you, like, man, I need to. This isn't cool. Or I need to switch it up. Or like, what the fuck was I doing? Besides that, like that girl talking about the tattoo, was there like a point in age where you started thinking, like when you had kids, or was there something like
Yeah,
that?
bro, I had so many stages, bro. So
Yeah, yeah, we
yeah,
all do
yeah,
though.
for sure, for sure.
You know what
So
I mean? Sometimes them stages will put you back. You know what I mean? Go a few
yeah,
stages back.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
See, I had that thought before too. Like, man, I should just go back to doing blah blah
Oh
blah
yeah,
blah. But
I continuously battle with that
but
shit.
but I always think about the production. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what am I gonna be doing for that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're gonna get pleasure out of it for the time being, but what are you doing? You know what I mean? What are you producing that's helpful at all?
Mm-hmm.
But you just want to do what you want to do. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And the the whole point of that shit really is just you satisfying your fucking demons. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you just don't want responsibility no more. So you trying to find a way to like cope with it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And I think for some people, just some people drink, some people smoke, some people
Yeah. So many different
fornicate. Some
ways. Yeah.
everybody has their vices, bro. And it's just
And it's funny though when these vices become like normalized and they're
yes,
not looked at as
yes.
vices. They looked at as like this is just what we do.
And
This is just how this is
that
just
right
what
there,
people do.
is when I realized that the world was fucked up. And I was just like, bro, the shit that I'm doing can't be okay. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
People talk about God and all this and they believe in all this, but it's just like the stuff that you doing, can you really? And the crazy thing is people really be thanking God for the bullshit that they do. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
oh yeah, thank God. You know what I mean?
Thank
It's just
God for
like,
another day. You know, I can hustle another day or
yeah, it's just
whatever it
like,
is. You know.
it's like,
Yeah.
but the reason why I thought about it differently with that, because I think I told you this when I was like, I always like questioning why I was still here, like I was still living. When I was 13, I didn't think I'd make it to 18. When I was 18, I didn't think I'd make it to 21. When I was 21, I think I'd make it to 25. When I hit 25, I said, okay, God got me here for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I just figured out that reason. This is my belief.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I scared a couple of people saying this, but I really do feel like my time is ticking. Like I'm on a shot clock. And I really think that God wanted me to clean up my soul first before I end up leaving this earth, bro. And I thought that was like, that made me feel so peaceful, bro.
Yeah.
Like, cause it was just like, God really gave me the chance to be like, this ain't your life. You can change your life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can try to do better as much as you could. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why I took my shahada again, because I did it, back in 2011, but I like fell off. I was just went back to being me. You know what I mean? And now that I'm actually like, because the world thing got so dark, bro, and I was just like, this can't.
Mm-hmm. What kind of responses did you get to that when you would mention that to people?
Not too much different. Because
Because a lot of
people already knew that I was, but now that I'm like practicing, it kind of seems a little weird. You know what I mean? Because now, like, even when I came here, you feel me? I was like, I gotta pray real quick. You know what I mean? It's just like I build my life around it now, though. You know what I mean? So it's
what
like,
else meaning like more like the people like when you said like my time's ticking,
oh
I'm
yeah,
glad I
yeah,
got to
no,
because
it was,
people like man,
yeah, people was,
you got kids, you got to be here as long as you
yeah,
can,
no,
or
people
you
was
got to
just
do
kind of like,
whatever.
bro, don't say stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I like,
They don't understand.
yeah,
bro.
people really just don't know the feeling that I got, bro. Like I've been carrying this weight, bro, like forever. You know what I mean? And it's just like it's just. And when I see bad things happen to like good people who's never involved in street stuff or whatever the case, and it's just like, and it just made me question God, like even like why are you letting me, why are you blessing me so much? And these people, you know what I mean? Like I just don't get it, you know what I
Shit
mean?
start getting real deep.
I
You
just
start
don't
thinking
get
about
it, bro.
it.
Like
Yeah.
I really broke down to myself, like crying. Like I don't, bro. I've been in like in prostrate mode, like when I'm praying and like cry, bro. Like
That's dope.
like I don't.
Maybe I need to start doing that.
I,
I'll be wanting to cry hella bad.
I don't know, bro. You'll be trying to get me,
I'll be
but no, like I really said that I done it multiple times, bro. Because I really am thankful, bro. You know what I mean? Like I really am, like me and my boy always talk about it. Like not everybody gonna find peace, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just like the fact that we got guided to it, like that's a real blessing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like I would never take it for granted no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
reason why, like I said, I did my shahada again because I want to make it clear like this is what I represent now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
try my best to be the best that I can be. You know what I mean? Because I know I'm far from being perfect. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I wanna leave a good impression. You know, for the sake of Allah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I want to do good for the sake of God and just so now when I do something, I think about it like, man, what are you gonna do with that information? Like my brother's incarcerated, and he sent me a little text through their little prison app thing, and he was like, hey, this he does some teaching with some Islamic people up in there. And he was just like, hey, they trying to get some things ready for Ramadan. They want to know, like, he was like, would you be willing for a donation? I texted back so fast. I'm like, hell yeah, bro. Like, whatever. You know what I mean? Anything that has to do with God, bro. Like, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? Like anything that I can help to better somebody's situation. Like any type of anything, bro. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, I'm all for it, bro. And I'm like this close to like getting rid of that phone. Like, and somebody mentioned it to me was like, oh, you just really trying to be different.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
Somebody told me I was really trying to be different. I was just like, no, I'm not. I just know me.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
know my weaknesses. And I know this phone is a part of that weaknesses. And as long as I got it, the palm of my hands,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to always be swiping. I'm going to always be doing this, that. I'm going to always drain. I want everybody to go check their phones and look at their time usage. There should be
Yeah.
no reason why you're on your phone that long. None.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
There is nothing that you're doing unless you really making money on that phone. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
yeah.
your time of use on that phone, ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, nah, it
Ridiculous.
is. It'll make you sick for real.
So it's just like,
I mean, there's reasons why we got, and a lot of people know it too, bro. Like they have like, what is these like, no phone November, just different little shits they got.
yeah.
It's like you feel it, but I commend you, and it sounds like you found your thing to lean on to like put your energy in to pull energy from. Like you found your lane.
Just how you said about like you seen the products being produced and that you really didn't like it where the world was going.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm on. I'm kind of like I don't want to be a part of the problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to be a part of the problem. I know I got my flaws, but at least I can identify it and try my best to try to stop it instead of me just saying, "Oh, well, shit, everybody, it's just what it is. It's just what it is." It's like, nah, why?
And that's the
You know what I mean?
everybody got. And I think I'm coming at it as far as like, because I recognize it's a resource, it's a tool. And everybody's like, oh, it's a tool, it's how you use it. Instead of like complaining, like I'm actually gonna like use the platform. You know what I mean? I don't got like a crazy big following or nothing like that, but like just one person. You feel me? Like I get people that tap in, hey bro, I like how you said this. Like that's all it gotta be. And then if they say something that it's the next person feels the same way about that's what we can do.
That's what's crazy. Like just when we was doing the podcast, it was just like when we used to get those messages, be like, bro, that shit warm your heart. You know what I mean? It's just like cause you know that like people going through the same things, but ain't nobody really saying nothing about it because everybody's still at the amusement park.
Yeah.
Everybody's just out here trying to have fun. People, the amusement park gotta close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna close, and it's just like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do now when you gotta sit home with yourself? You know what I mean?
It's all like entertainment, man.
So people got so many distractions because they don't want to look at themselves in the mirror. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's the hardest shit that you can ever do, bro. Like really look at yourself and see what you did, and not try to justify it. Like I said, I know when I'm doing wrong, but I don't justify my bullshit. Like I know when I'm wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't. Well, they should have did. Nah, I know what I did was fucked up. You know what I mean? It's just I always own up to it, but. People want to justify their behavior, even just talking about the hood shit. Oh, well, I was raised this way. Well, I was brought up. you can try to justify it as much as you want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's just like, you could be doing something better. You know what I mean? You could be doing something better. Or at least trying.
Exactly, bro. That part, bro. Now that you said that, so since I moved out here to Vallejo, bro, I'll be following this Vallejo Crime and Safety Instagram, right? Boy, that shit, I ain't gonna lie. That shit had me like, what should I be having? Should I have a pistol on me, bro? Like, I just started thinking that way. But anyway, it's funny to hear like somebody, because they'll pretty much like put out people on blast. Like if they get caught stealing, they'll post their Instagram, their shot, their mugshot, all the shit. And so it's funny because some people will get on there and be like with backlash talking about like whatever just going in on whoever's running it, like why you trying to humiliate people, this and this, like basically saying like everybody steal, not everybody got it like this and that. And I had to leave a comment because I was like, because a lot of people they'll be mocking the person.
Hey, that's how I know you. That's how I know it affected you.
Oh yeah.
Because like people like me and you don't really leave comments and shit.
That's probably like my sixth comment my whole life. That nigga was like, yeah. Let me say something. Because you feel me, I'm looking at it, bro, and everybody like going in on the female, like basically like, cause she sound like foolish, right? But like instead of us like pointing out blank, like everybody sees, just kind of sounds ridiculous. She's trying to like justify stealing, and she's trying to go bad on the site for posting and bringing awareness and all that shit. I wanted to come at it more like on some empathy shit. Like obviously this person is raised a certain way, and that's what I even wrote. I was like, imagine being raised in an environment where like stealing was
cool.
It was cool. It was almost condoned, and for you to be oblivious of why this website even exists or this Instagram exists or why these people even think or even are saying these things, like they're just like it's not even a thing to them. And then for the people to be like, oh, you're either lazy, get a job, got it. Do you think somebody with the mindset that stealing is cool and doing all this and carrying themselves and cussing at each other, making crazy ass videos back and forth, do you think that somebody was gonna like hold a job and be able to listen to rules, be able to listen to it? So it's like I almost feel like empathy for him. Like, man, you in a tough spot. You feel me? And I even put on there like at the end I was just like, bro, and I came from stealing shit. I stole hella shit in my day, but it took me to get caught, to get the repercussions, to like sit back and dwell on it and think about it. And to kind of get on the other side of it, now you have a different perspective. You feel me? And that's what I put. I was like, I wish the same for this young lady. But coming at some shit like that instead of being like, you lazy ass bitch, get a job. Like, what is that doing? She already coming with that smoke, and then you just bring the smoke right. Nobody get nowhere, and I think that's what social media, a big percentage, not all of it, but a big percentage of it is. It's just everything's so fucking funny. Let me play a prank on this person and make a fool out of this person, or this something happened. Let me zoom in and put this person on blast. Like, what is this for, bro?
And that's
so we could laugh. Bro?
Yeah, and just for the sake of laughing, I just think that's crazy. Like I know we talked about it before because I know I shot a couple of ideas to you about like what I was trying to do as far as like content creating, and I told you why I like shut them down because I can't. It's one thing like me and you at the house, we here, you know what I mean? We could just be shooting the shit. The camera could just be rolling and we just happen to have some funny shit going on. Yeah. That's different. But as far as me like posting some shit, like I'm doing something stupid, I'm looking at it, reviewing it, uploading it that I did something stupid just for the sake of laughter.
That's wild.
Like I just think that shit is crazy to me. And for me, I would not demonize myself, bro, for the sake of entertainment, bro. I just won't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and which is why I stopped doing the music, you know what I mean? Because it's just like, I'm not finna, that's why I don't look at battle rap. That's why I look at battle rap differently now, because it's just like, I see these dudes going battle rap and they be bringing up, they be personal.
They be going for blood now. Yeah.
And then you shake your hands after. They're just like, so you disrespect me out of sake of entertainment? Like the shit that you said you can't take back, bro. You feel me? Like you talked about my family. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just like, I just think it's crazy for you to be like, oh, well, you just be a good sport. Like that's crazy. And if that's the case, then nobody should be killing and doing nothing to nobody. Just be a good sport when somebody says something fucked
Yeah,
up to you
something
then.
crazy. Yep.
You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
just like, I don't know. There's no lines no more, bro.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no line. But the respect level for humanity is out the window, bro.
Yeah,
Nobody cares about your feelings. Nobody care about what you've been through. Nobody care about your struggle. If you ain't making me laugh or money, I don't want to hear
yeah. I want to
it.
hear it. Yep.
If you can't distract me from life, I don't want to deal with you, motherfucker. You
Exactly.
know what I
And
mean?
that just like you said that, bro. And this is pretty much what I'm trying to do is the exact opposite, bro. Like
Bring life back
bring
into
life back into
society.
it, bring real stories, you
For
feel me, and the real shit, and yeah, bro. And I think there is because I ain't gonna lie, I like to watch stuff like that. Like I know this shit is not gonna appeal to everybody.
real.
Some people are gonna be like, man, what the fuck? Like just shut up and do a tattoo. It's like, call me back about my tattoo point. People gonna say that for
Yeah,
sure.
real shit, real
But it's
shit.
like, bro, like it's okay. This is something that I want to do.
Yeah,
You feel me?
and that's why I don't like because I think I said it on a podcast before just about me like being Muslim and stuff like that because I know how the world is. And once you start saying stuff like that, it's just like, oh, nigga, I know Mac, he did this. Da, 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 da. It's just like, so you want to expose my wrongdoing to do what? To make yourself like what's the point of that? You know what I mean? And that's the self-respect that I have for myself though. You feel me? Like I know when I do wrong, but I'm not dumb enough to like show people my wrongdoing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I'm kind of that dumb.
yeah.
I'm ready to say everything.
Yeah,
Let it fly. Let it fly.
You are, but the thing with you is you do it for an educational purpose,
Yeah.
which it still shouldn't happen though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because somebody may take it as a lesson, but somebody else may take it as a
And that's the part I'm saying. I don't give a fuck no more.
yeah, but you have to though, bro.
Well, no, I ain't got
But-
a kid. What you mean, bro?
You don't tell me to care, nigga. I don't give a fuck. No, but
because I feel like that education part of it, like that you just said, is more powerful than any other humiliating whatever.
You mentioning it is one thing. You mentioning it, but say like if you was to put up some old footage of you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't want you to do that. I'd rather you talk about it and say like you know you had a wild childhood, whatever the case is, than you fucking got a video out there promoting. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, man. I just don't think it'll help. You know what I mean? It just doesn't help, and all it does is just gets people entertained, and I don't know, man.
I guess it would depend on how it be though. Like when you was, because I was even thinking like a lot of tattoo artists sometimes they've been doing it lately was where they'll go back like when they first few tattoos and they'll do like a little picture thing and their current work.
I remember when you used to.
I got you gotta do that too. So it literally would be like that, but in a version of like your social interactions. Like this is how I was carrying myself. This is what I used to say to whatever I used to believe in. Well, let's talk a little bit about that though. Like, what do you think? Like, is it just like a numbers game? Like, there's so many people. Because I even, for instance, like my son, I'm really trying to like implement like just a different way of thinking about shit. Like I try to share so many stories with him, show so many like lessons. You feel me? And I'll have him come and sit back. I'm like, look at these people. Look how they move in. Look how these people. And not even on no judging shit, but just like again, like
just understanding
what game you playing, right? And I feel like he retains a lot of it, but then I still feel like he's like, I get you down. Like I honestly feel like this is what's happening. Like I understand, yeah, I get it, Dad. But I just gotta
taste
feel
it
myself.
Yeah,
I just gotta get a little taste, just a little bit by myself. Because I'm like, bro, like he's like, and that's basically all I could do. That I've realized is like keep doing what I'm doing, try to stay active with him, keep showing them these lessons and all that. But then at the end of the day, do what you do.
That's what made me feel better about parenting.
Yeah,
because it's just like
you gotta surrender to a certain point.
Yeah, because it's just like you can only do what you can do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's just like I can't make you do anything. You know what I mean. But just know if you go down this life, it ain't. There ain't no fixing it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? There ain't no going back. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you something. What do you think about, because people be telling me this, they like, just just let them know that you'll always be there. Like sometimes you ain't gotta be like all like hands on or making them do this. Let them.
I'm already getting mad.
Hey, you
Like,
know what's crazy, bro? Is
I'm
I
like,
kind of feel the same way. Like there's no like I'm even trying to figure out how like even like say if my kids are here, we watching TV or something, or we just chilling and they're on the phone. Like I don't know. I feel like I extra need more connection than like the average person. So when I don't get that, and they're just they just need you in the same room. That shit kind of don't really hit for me, right? But again, on a different way though, it's more like the people that are saying like, oh, you can tell him, but just he's gonna have to learn this. Just take a step back a little bit. And I have trouble dealing with that because I'm like, bro, like what am I doing then? Am I
yeah,
just driving? Am I an
yeah,
Uber driver? Am
yeah,
I anything more than an Uber driver
yeah.
if I don't speak up? Like
You
he'll tell
you
me
just a
shit.
financial person
Yeah,
who's funding their behavior until they old enough to do it on their own.
but
You know
that's
what I mean? Like
exactly how I
that's
feel.
not what a parent is. You know what I mean? It's my job to
Yeah,
guide you to a better life. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And make
yeah,
sure you don't make dumbass mistakes. That's what I'm here for.
yeah,
You know what I mean? That's why it's called parental control. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I'm here to make sure you don't make bad decisions. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not here for you to tell you, hey, you can figure it out yourself.
Yeah,
See what happens if you do that.
yeah.
Like
Cause now I'm just putting a house or a roof over your head and letting you do your thing.
yeah,
Like,
like that's not the way it's going down, man. And I'm not no, I'm not interested, bro. I don't
yeah,
want
yeah.
to.
I have
And people
trouble
say
with
that, oh,
that.
just let them know you always be there, but I won't. That's the point.
That's that. That's kind of. I know. Now I'm saying the same thing. I thought about this morning, bro. I was like, if I say I just did that, or even if I did have a lot of hands-on shit with him, this and that, and he still, because it happens, he still decided to just be with the shit and doing all this and this and that. Am I still gonna be here, bro?
Yeah,
Because a big part of me doesn't think so, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I know it sounds kind of crazy, and that's not what people are used to hearing. But it's like, man, if I gave you my all, and I've done this, and I've tried to implement this and this and that, and you just went out of your way to just be this person that kind of like wreaks havoc on the world and wreaks havoc on women, this and that. I'm kind of probably not gonna fuck with you.
yeah,
You know what I mean? There's gonna be a certain point where I'm gonna be like, bro, like this is just what you want to be. Then do you,
yeah,
but you ain't fit. Because then I go into self preservation. I'm like, you ain't about to pull me down with you. You know what I mean? There is that part. So that whole like, I don't know if I just don't have that parental
maybe
compass in me or something or
maybe I
tenacity.
would. Ah, that's a good point, bro. Like maybe I would do it if it was like my only kid, and I was willing to just sacrifice myself for. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
and hopes that he would get better. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But you're not my only kid. You know what I mean?
So it's a number thing.
So
So you be like, man, you can go. I got
what?
three
Well, the
more.
only reason, and I'm gonna tell you the what made me think about that. One time, well, I had lost my older brother when I was 16. He was 24. Right? He got killed. When he got killed, I was staying with my Mexican family,
Mm-hmm.
and my Mexican mom asked me like, "How was your mom doing?" I was just like, she doing the best she can do. And she was just like she can't even imagine like losing a kid. You know what I mean? But I told her I was like, well, put yourself in her shoes. Like your oldest got killed, but you still got four other kids that you got to take care of. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And that live with you. You know what I mean? And I think I was the only one who was still in high school at the time. So you still got a kid that's still in high school. It's just like, what is she supposed to do? Just lose her shit and give up on all the other kids because one died?
That
You know what I mean?
happens. That
So
happens.
for sure. I mean, that's what happens with my brothers. With my I guess my step brothers.
Mm-hmm.
But my my mom first marriage. Um, yeah, my brother's dad or whatever. They had a situation like that with like the other kid's mom. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like when their daddy died, she just
Just lost
she
it.
just
Couldn't
bounced.
go. Yeah, couldn't even
She
have it.
just bounced. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just like you got an 8-year old, you got a 6, a 4, and a 2-year old at the house. You know what I mean? And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, what the fuck? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But it's just like every everybody try to plan their life out, bro. Like it's finna be perfect, and then just like people expect, like, oh, I'm gonna have a kid with this person. We're gonna be together forever, and then if he leave you or she leave you, now you act like you don't know what to do, or if, God forbid something happened to him, something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like you don't know your situation, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But what's not gonna help is you just throwing your hands up and just saying fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But as far as my kids goes, if they was to go down the path that I wouldn't approve of, all I will ask, I'm here for you when you need me. And I told all my kids this, like, I'm always on your side.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm always on your side. But just know when you don't listen to me and you like disobedient to me, then you don't leave me any other position. You know what I mean? You don't leave me no other position. So this not no you do whatever I say type of relationship because I'm your parent. Like that's not going down like that. You know what I mean? So it's just like if you gonna live that life that I don't approve of, then you keep that shit wherever you at. You know what I mean? You can come by, say hi, whatever the case is, but I don't want you influencing your brothers, your sisters, your anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You chose the life that none of us approve of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and I don't think there's nothing. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. It's different. It's different from a man though. You know what I mean? Because I know moms would never like my mom's a prime example, bro. There's no wrong that anybody can.
Yeah.
Any one of her kids, there's no wrong they can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I said. I don't know if it's like a.
My brothers can kill 1,000 people. My mom would be like, "Well, what did they do?" You know what I mean? Like he wasn't just out there killing her. They had messed up his medicine, and then my mama make up something, bro. You know what I mean?
So I would say I think a lot of moms just have that in them, bro.
Yeah,
like,
man.
There's something to it. You know what I mean?
And to be honest, bro, I wish I had it. You know what I mean? Like I wish I had that love no matter what. You know what I mean? Like, but all my love is fucking conditional, bro. Hands down, all my love is conditional.
Yeah.
Conditional, bro.
That, like, and I think a lot of people don't say that. You feel me? And they put. I feel like even having the vibe of like, man, like you said, like won't do no wrong, this and that. You let a lot of shit slide, a lot of shit pile up and all that, and then it creates. Sometimes it could create like a lifestyle of just like crazy shit happening. You feel me? And then it leads to, well, this is just life. This is like, no, you could have put your foot down here.
And even when you do something wrong, like my thing is like if you cross the line with me, that shit is crossed. You know what I mean? Like there is no, I made a mistake with the whoop. What it shows me is that you already let me know where you're willing to go because you already did it. You know what I mean? So the fact that you did it means that you're capable of doing it again. And that I can't be okay with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like once you cross the line of saying some shit, doing some shit, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? Like you already showed me who I needed to see, and I don't want to be a part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think I would have. I think a lot of shit could be like we've already even said, like we were at some point in our lives as young men that we were doing shit that a lot of people could have been like, oh yep, cross the line, but look at us here. So many years now down the road, we different. So I feel like there is a little bit of. But there's got to be some sort of give. Or
I'm gonna just speak. I hate doing this because I always try to generalize shit. You know what I mean? Just to try to like have people understand. But me personally, I was never like that though. Like I've never went out my way to like do harm or make fun of. Like I'm not good at telling jokes. Yeah. I'm not good at telling jokes because I don't like talking about people. You know what I mean? Yeah. So even if I want to, I don't like the idea that people laughing at me making jokes about you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's the whole Instagram thing that we were just talking about. Like
the prank shit.
Yeah, it's just like why I'm a down talk this person for the sake to make them laugh. Like it's crazy to me. Yeah. So even like I done had people who tried to argue with me and just like and got disrespectful, and I just be like, yep. But I would never say nothing back because that's just not me. But I'm quick to like fight though, you know what I mean? Yeah. So if it gets to that, I'm just kind of like, well, what do you want to do? How mad are you? You know what I mean? Yeah. If you don't want to fight, you just stop talking. Yeah, you know what I mean? Just stop talking. But I just never been the type to like to do harm to people and like
that their experience pretty much like
yeah, I guess I always cared somewhat, you know what I mean? And don't
yeah
get me wrong, like I did some fucked up shit, you know what I
yeah
mean?
yeah
But I've
yeah
never done any fucked up shit where it makes me like I've never did no fucked up shit like that, you know what I mean?
yeah. What do you? Well, let's talk about this. What do you think has to happen, bro, for that light bulb to go off? You feel me? Do you feel like cats gotta like get in trouble? Do you feel like some like what has to happen for them to change their
Pain.
perspective? Pain.
Pain. People don't know what pain like. You know what I mean? People don't know what
Like getting a taste of their own medicine type of thing.
like my kids we had a little guinea pig, you know what I mean? And it died not too long ago. And my kids was kind of like really heartbroken over it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because they pretty much grew up with the damn thing, you feel me? And I'm just like, you'll be all right, you whoop, and they just like, yeah. And I just showed some light on it. And I was just like, you see how you feel right now? Imagine losing a brother. You know what I mean? Imagine losing somebody that you actually grew up with who actually took care of you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Imagine losing a best friend. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like when you put things in perspective, it's just like you think that's what I mean about that's why they talk about like these kids are being soft and stuff like that because they don't have no pain. They don't know what that shit is. You know what I mean? Like they
I
don't
think
have
that's a
no
part of it, yeah. Because
yeah.
kids haven't, they a lot of times like you was a kid and you had like certain situations you do, but for the most part they're not experiencing that loss. You feel
Yeah.
me? So they don't have
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
perspective.
So they don't and then when they do, the way the generation is now, when they do have that loss, it's glorified now.
Yeah,
So it's a badge of honor for them to be losing a friend or whatever the case
yeah,
is. Like,
yeah.
oh man, I didn't lose. It's what my brother called it
Pity Olympics.
yeah, like the trauma Olympics. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like people just try to see how bad can I be. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like how bad my situation is. Like that ain't some shit to be proud
yeah,
about.
yeah,
Like I wish, bro. My past I hate so much, bro. Like I
yeah.
wish. But it's so much shit I just wish I just never
So
did,
you're
bro.
not one of those. I don't have any regrets about
Nah,
my life.
fuck
It
that, bro.
made me the man I am.
Bro, I regret my whole fucking life, bro. Like, bro, I'm kids.
That's gonna be the title of this episode.
I
I
don't,
regret my whole fucking life.
I don't really want to put this out there, bro. But I'm gonna just since we being real, we being
It's
authentic, right?
authentic, man. It's
We being authentic, bro. Like on some real shit. Like if I didn't have faith or just believe that shit got better, I probably would have fucking put a bullet in my head, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I don't sit right with anything of the shit that I did, bro.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like I don't find any of that shit funny. I just don't. I'm not okay with it. You know what I mean? And that shit, like the shit that we was into, man, it was just like
Do you think there's a point though? Because I've had moments like that where like, damn, I can't believe I did this or I used to do that and that. But like going like really analyzing like all the facts. You feel me? Like how old you were, how you were raised, what kind of information you was getting taught, why your brain would even be the type of thing. You know what I mean?
and
Give yourself a little grace based off
I
the
tried,
situation.
bro. I
No?
tried, and I really do. I tried. I'm like, bro. I remember when I was apologizing to everybody like that I got. This is like when Facebook like came around. When it first came around, I like got in contact with like old high school, not high school, like middle school, whatever, just school in general, right? And I'm just like, I'm hitting old people up like, hey man, my bad for doing this. Woo, woo, woo. Just
They like, what the
yeah, when they
fuck?
were just like, and that's how they took it. Like, oh, we was kids. It's just,
Yeah.
but I'm just like, yeah, but it don't sit right with me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And the reason why I'm hard on myself with that, because the way that I was shaped people who they were today. You know what I mean? And they let some people in some fucked up situations. So now it's like a reminder. It's like they could have been, who knows what they could have been, but this is what you did to them, and now look at them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
just like, and that's what bothers me. You feel me? It's just like because you, for the sake of whatever, you know what I mean? Like I try to like see what was in my mind, like what made me do shit. The only thing I can always come to the conclusion is like I was just bored. Like I never had a reason
Yeah.
to do anything. You know what I mean? Like I was just bored. I fucking grew up in Rodale. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like
But
it ain't.
But I think at some point, like I guess I can speak for myself, like shit that I've done. Once I think about it and be like, well, what would make me want to do these things? It's not that I like
Bro,
justify them.
it's a friend group, bro.
Yeah, it's that too, but it's like I'm just at least talking about the point, like when you like the point where you have to give yourself some grace
Like a
because that's
reason.
at some point something got to give because like it'll get so heavy and you keep getting those reminders of what you did. That shit it just leads down some other
Yeah,
shit.
it
You know what I'm saying?
man.
Yeah, I already know. So that's what I'm saying. Like if you can do like some sort of perspective like on it, like. And even then, like even when bad shit happens, a lot of good shit comes from that bad
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, for
It's
sure.
not always I
For
did
sure.
this and who they
And
who knows what they could have been. You
and
could have never did that, and they could have still been
yeah,
whatever. You know what I'm
and
saying?
that's
That
kind of
kind of
what I
shit.
do to make myself feel better because I just be like, because even if I like did or didn't do, like that's what the shit that I did is what made me who I am today. Like
Yeah.
that's what made me have grace for people. That's what made me have sympathy for people. That you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it makes me move a little different because of how I grew up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I just really think that hood life, bro, and that hood mentality is just that shit is just a one way ticket to destruction, bro. Like
Yeah.
I don't see, and this is what I be telling. I was telling my young partner this I want to say like a month ago. It's just like you only have two options. You only have two options, bro.
Mm.
Dead or in jail. That is it. There is no other option.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And you can say to people who got out, niggas just got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
it. The difference between them and you went into this thinking that this was gonna be your life. They went into this thinking like I'm trying to get paid and how to get the fuck out of it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like there is no
Which you still don't even get out scot free. We
yeah.
talked about it last episode. We was calling it the tax. You
Oh
gotta
yeah,
pay your
yeah.
tax, and I feel like the cats that we
Yeah,
think
that's
got
real
out.
shit.
Oh,
That's
when you
real
got out,
shit.
and you was able to open a business. You don't do that no more. Your tax is coming,
Yeah.
bro. You
You
ain't
gonna
just
pay some way, shape,
yeah
or form, bro.
yeah. It's gonna be one of your loved ones, or something is gonna it's all got to come back around. And I think
And
I wish more people would really
and you
realize
wanna
that
know
shit.
that's what I guess that's what I hate about my situations, right? Cause that would make me feel better. That
Mm-hmm.
would make me feel better if some shit happened to me. Like if for the shit that I've done, if something happened to me, that'll make me feel better. To be like, okay, I deserve that. You know what I mean? I deserve that.
You think that's the only way, or
I don't think it's the only way, but it's just like
you,
I know there's things around me that happens that be like, even dealing with my kids for crying out loud, you know what I mean? Whatever that they're going through school, like that shit that I gotta deal with that I don't like to deal with, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
it could be another form of punishment, you know what I mean? But it's just like, I don't know, man. I think
I try to like to think I get my redemption through shit like this. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? And just
I
trying to
try,
educate
bro.
or trying to do
I
things.
try to be honest, but sometimes that shit, it's like it helps, but it don't. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Cause it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just like that's why I never really like talking about like my past and shit. Cause it's just like it don't really help. You know what I mean? It just like it just brings me back there. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I've heard people
That
say
shit that I'm
that.
trying to erase. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to remember. You feel me? Which is why I'm trying to remove my tattoos and shit. It's like I don't want to remember. You know what I mean? Like I want to, and that's what got me to my grandma. Like my grandma never wants to talk about her past. Like I always want to know where my family came from and shit like that. My grandma acts like she really doesn't know,
Mm,
but she just don't want to remember. You know what I
mm,
mean? And my grandma told me, she said, my grandma from Louisiana. She said, I said, would you ever go back to Louisiana? She said, I would never go back to Louisiana.
mm.
She said the only way that I
Grass
will go back.
probably hit her in the back in the day.
She said the only way I would go to Louisiana if God came down himself and was like, hey, you need to go back here for such and such and such. She was like, but there is no way that I'm stepping foot back in Louisiana. You know what I mean?
Huh.
And I just think I just really think she got a past that she don't want to remember.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
She don't want to remember. And I just try to teach my kids like you don't want to you don't want to wake up regretting shit like,
Yeah.
oh man, I did that, I was stupid, or I did that was stupid. Just think a little. When you about to do something, just think a little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't even take much thinking either.
And the reason why I wish I had this is why I wish I had like better. supervision. You know what I mean? It's just because it's like I knew who I was as a kid, but all I really needed was guidance, bro.
Mm.
If I just had somebody to say, "Hey, don't do this," you know what I mean? If I just had somebody to tell me that,
Yeah. The
I
world's a
would have I
trip
would have
though.
been good, bro.
The world's a trip because it could have been even like the first time you was gonna do whatever it was, and somebody was just like, "Man, you don't want to," and it might have told you a story. It's like, "Man, you're right. I actually don't want to do that," and that could have like literally changed your whole trajectory. It only take like one
Yeah,
sentence. You feel me?
like
That's
I
how
like when I talk to my
fragile the
kids,
life is. You
when I
know?
talk to my kids, it's just like it's like I know, and I tell them I was like, I know y'all think I'm annoying. I always like got something to say. I said, but I just try to make sure every conversation that we had is a lesson. You know what I mean? And I was just like, I was like, I wish I had somebody told me the shit that I'm telling y'all right now at this age. You know what I mean? Like I didn't
Yeah.
have none of this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the closest, my attitude, my whole makeup is my grandpa and my uncle. You know what I mean?
Mm.
My two big identities. My uncle, me and him is like this, you know what I mean?
Mm.
And but even then, you feel me? Like he was positive on the negative side, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he taught me shit, you know what I mean? He taught me how to hustle, you know what I mean? Like he taught me the game, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, he taught me shit that was beneficial, but it wasn't like it was beneficial to street shit.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
that's I think a big thing that I want to touch on is like a lot of the shit that we like glorifying and like things that we see. It only works in
Yeah, like the world is bigger than your ghetto,
yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I
man.
mean?
And a lot of people, man, I'm telling. That's why I try to tell my son, boy, all the time, like, bro, like, try to like take him around different influences, have him watch different things, because I'm like, bro, this shit that you in and into and that you're around, because he has this. Um, Thought process of like, oh, you know what's everybody, everybody's getting bad grades. Everybody, I'm like, nah, bro, that's just everybody. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? Like you got to step outside, even from like simple things. This is my one big hang up with him is like just how he started talking, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and I try to tell him, and it's hard to try to tell him because it's like I know I kind of talk a certain way, and I laugh at it. He was like, "Dad, how you gonna tell me this and this, but you say that you do, or you said this, or woo." And I'm just like, man, I know, man, but I've had so many years of like kind of getting by that way or whatever. I'm trying to have you like, and I'm over here trying to help or correct a lot of my speech or how I carry
Mm-hmm.
myself
Me
here in my,
too.
my mid 30s, where I want you to kind of start doing it now, so you ain't even gotta like have. It's harder to learn. It's harder to relearn, because now he. Oh man, his big thing right now is what's the name? 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 Like, I'm like, bruh, like,
But that do sound like some you
it is
shit.
what I said, bruh. That's what I'm saying. I'm not even saying it's wrong or nothing. I'm like, bro, this is where he getting it from. But it's like I just can't help it. And I be thinking a youngster, like if you just start doing and listening to different shit, like you might not get programmed with that shit
Yeah.
because there's only so many people that can like maneuver this way or whatever and still get away with it, still get by making a decent living. You know
I
what I mean? You
I
just
think
cut up a
my
lot of options. You
I
know what I
think my
mean?
biggest blessing when it comes up,
Okay.
I think my biggest blessing when it comes to my kids, bro, is that they nothing like me.
Yeah.
Like in a positive way. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. I know the way you explain your kids, it kind of trips
Like
me out.
um I got some good kids, man. Like they some good kids, man. It's just like it. I look at him and I just be like, damn, he 18. My oldest is 18 years old, bro. He'll be 19 this year, and it's just like, damn, just like to see him and just like I really feel like he gon' I don't want
You
to even
like
want
he
to.
gonna be something.
I don't even want to say it. I'll tell you off camera, but because I don't want to like I don't want to put that out there,
Yeah, yeah.
um, but yeah, no, I really think he a real good kid, man. He warms my soul, bro.
Yeah,
You
as
know
I'm
what I
saying,
mean?
and that's a
He warms
beautiful
my
thing,
soul,
bro.
bro.
And I don't think enough. And
There,
this is man.
there is no better feeling when a kid doesn't want to upset you. You know what I mean? When your
Yeah.
kid values your opinion and your love for them so much, they don't want to upset you.
Mm,
That's the greatest feeling that a parent can have. That you know that your kid won't do wrong because you know how to make you feel. You know what I
mm,
mean? That they care a lot about your feelings and how you know what I mean? Because I always tell my kids, because I know people like to think, well, they're gonna be their own man, yada yada yada. They shouldn't have to worry about what you think, da, 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 da. But
Yeah, that gets a little
that's just
too
some,
much
yeah.
sometimes.
My thing is,
I get where it come from,
but my thing is this: there is nobody on this planet Earth that's gonna love you more than me. Nobody. So if I'm telling you something, it's obviously for your best interest. You know what I mean? Obviously. I'm not leading you to astray. You think my life gonna change by me telling you to do this, that, and the third? That shit don't help me. You know what I mean? I do this for you. I could be ain't shit daddy, you know what I mean? I could just disappear. You know what I mean? And sometimes I got like that. You know what I mean? The kids been on me and I just be like, feel like they don't listen sometimes, and I just be like, man, fuck this shit, man. What if I was just to be like,
it weigh on you, man.
you know what I mean? Like, why am I even here? Just like you were saying, like, why am I even here then? Just so y'all can use me as a fucking punching bag? You know what I mean? Like, fuck that. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I just try to
take it day by day.
Yeah, I take it day by day, but like I said, it sit better with me now because now that I know, like, okay, I'm fine if it doesn't work out this way because at least I know I did my best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's kind of where I'm at too with it.
And I just don't want to. I just try not to give up too much because I don't want to say that I did everything knowing I didn't. You know what I mean? So I at least want to give it my all. To be like, okay, well, I did what I can do, but I don't want to, like, well, he didn't want to listen, so fuck it. I'm not going to tell him nothing.
Yeah.
Like, me and my daughter get it. I ain't going to say we get into it a lot, but me and her, it's like, we kind of bump heads just as far as, like, her personality goes, and it's just kind of like,
probably like the most like yours.
Yeah, no, it is for sure.
Yeah.
But, I want to be like, man, fuck it, you know, she want to find out the hard way. Fuck it, let her do what she want to do.
Yeah, it's hard.
But it's just like, I cannot let her do that because I know she's gonna regret it later. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I can't sit with myself to be like, man, let's just see how it unfolds. You know what I mean?
Well, I ain't gonna lie, I was the same shit.
And I remember having this conversation with you, like I told you, like I'd rather my daughter hate me for the rest of her fucking life than me being her fucking friend, than her living the life that she want to, you know what I mean? Just doing whatever she want to do. I won't apologize. I told my daughter I won't apologize for protecting your innocence. You know what I mean? I just won't. You know what I mean? It's just like, cause that's something that you ain't gonna get back. Whoever takes that shit, you ain't getting it back. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just like, why risk it? Why play the game when you don't have to? Yeah. That's the point. You don't have to do these things. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's always my point that I'm making. Like, you don't have to be, even when you're talking about yourself, like, why are you talking like this? Like, you don't have to be into these things. Like, why you want to hang around with these kids? Why you want to carry guns? Why you want to sell that? Why you want to do these things when you don't have to? Yeah. You don't have to. Yeah. Like, you making up ops. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you don't live in an environment where you have to deal with that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you wanna know who taught me that? My fucking son. Yeah. My son taught me that shit at 10 years old, bro. Yeah. My son taught me that at 10 years old. He was getting picked on at school, and I was like, son, you got to do this. And he said, Dad, I'm not you.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And I really sat there and thought about it. Bro, my ceiling thinking. Yeah. Went to bed, looked at the ceiling, and I really slept on that shit and was just like, what the fuck was he talking about? I really went through a flashback. Like, I'm over here trying to teach him how to be a warrior. I'm over here trying to teach him how to be a gladiator, and he doesn't even live in a lion's den. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, he doesn't even live in that world. You know what I mean? He doesn't hang around those type of people. Like, nothing. So me trying to teach him about some shit on some street side, like, he can't comprehend it. We don't live in the hood. You know what I mean? Like,
I realized that, and man, even ever since, you know, my kids was young, even my son, like, I never was that dad, like, man, you got to be a man, be hard, and play fighting and shit. I'm like, bro, like, I grew up around guys that was doing that shit, and they all grew up with that mindset. Mm-hmm. This is what we do. We do this because this is what being a man. If that dude looked at you this way, and you better get on him. And all of these cats ain't here. A lot of them ain't here no more. A lot of them in jail. A lot of them dead, whatever. And so once you see where that shit leads,
and just look at that formula, bro. Man, like, what good is that formula gonna do for me, bro?
No.
Hey, if this nigga look at you too long, like, what?
Yeah.
You can't make this shit up, bro.
You can't. And then get back to the back to the shit where you was talking about with
I hate us, bro.
yeah. Back to the shit for real though. And back to the shit when you talking about, you know, with the tag and you want to erase everything. This that. The whole shit with, oh man, this I love this city. I got it on my back because this who made me who I am. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. That is some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got their own journey. If you feel that way, that is what it is. But at the end of the day, even the man I am today, I'm not gonna lie. This is why I kind of like I still got one foot into the social media technology and all that shit, because if it wasn't for these motherfucking audio books and podcasts and all this shit, I would just be like, man, fuck it. I'm gonna just be with this shit. I'm gonna just keep, you know, being on this player shit or whatever it is, you know. But it's like knowing that, like, damn, these things that I've been implemented in my mind through my surroundings, this is not the whole world, bro. This person over here probably don't even know what this mean or how to mean, you know.
And you start to see that when you get older, like, you know, you heard that saying when we was kids, you know, birds of a feather, same feather flock together. You know what I mean? Yeah. You are the company you keep, and you really don't realize it until you really get older. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because we both, you know what I mean, grew up with people that we really don't hang out no more with. You know what I mean? Just because, like, especially like the people I grew up with, like in the projects, it's just like, as I got older, I realized we were never friends. Yeah. You know what I mean? We were never really friends. We just lived in the same fucking neighborhood. Convenient. Yeah, we just lived in the same neighborhood. We went to school together. That's it. We learned to like each other. Yep. You know what I mean? But we were never friends. And as we got older, we knew that and we just drifted. Oh yeah, I know him, but it's not, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's, I don't know, bro. It's just like the whole, I don't know, bro. It's I hate us. It's depressing, bro, cause like me, like, I love my city, bro. I do. Like, I love the shit out of Rodale, bro. Like, I love that little ass small town, you know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you how far I even took it now, because I'm on some positive shit. I'm even like looking into like the board membership and like all that. Like, I really want to do some change shit into the city, because I really care about the city. You know what I mean? Right. Like, on the positive level, I really care about the city. Because to me, it makes no sense why the city doesn't have anything for the youth. Like, we really don't. You know what I mean? So we're just like, what do you expect them to do? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And Rodale was close enough to other cities where you can drive there, but these kids ain't got cars or nothing like that. You know what I mean? It's like, outside of that, Rodale was really just his own bubble.
Hey, really? You know what I mean? They ain't got shit up like.
It ain't no really don't. It don't have nothing out there.
Can't you get a farmer's market?
Bro, they took our grocery store for crying out loud, bro. We had one grocery store and they took it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just like, bro, it's like, and then the way our projects is just like, it's 2 ways in. You know what I mean? 2 ways in, 2 ways out. And it's just like, it's just this community of people who just don't even leave that area. You know what I mean? You have a little liquor store that's right at the top of the project. You know what I mean? It's like, it's people who don't even leave the area. You know what I mean? And when they do leave the area, they just trying to do something stupid somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know, man. I just don't like what was taught to us and what made us think it was cool. You know what I mean? Like,
why do you think it's such a lack of cats like older cats or anybody like trying to speak like differently about the subject or trying to share different shit? Like, you know, another thing that sparked this, have you seen, bro, that I just barely like glanced over it, but like this cat be like, he'll have like 6, 7 kids out there and he like shows them some shit how to do on the car.
Oh yeah, I seen that cat. Yeah,
bro. And I seen that, I thought, bro, this
that shit was horrible, bro.
That's the dopest shit I ever seen. But it's like, that's one. And then I know bro that does the karate shit. The bro, I forget his name. I know you're talking about with the beard. Yeah. Like, there's only so many compared to all this other shit that's out there. Like, why? What keeps people from you know, going against the grain?
And that's kind of what I want to touch on, just as far as like, there is no excuse. Like that's the reason. Like, the content creators, right? Yeah. Like, you could be doing content or so many other shit that's worth it. Yeah. But you want to do what they're doing already. You know what I mean? Just like you said with the dude who's, you know, showing kids how to change the brakes. And it's just like, there's so much shit you could be doing. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know, bro.
I think it's a
I'm just big on my mark on the
people
world,
thing.
and I just don't want to leave out. I just don't want to contribute to anything that's useless and destructive to people. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I
yeah,
just don't want to be a part of it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And if anything, if it a reason again, a reason why I wanted to take the hood off is just because like I don't want to be tied to anything that's I don't want to be a face of nothing
Hmm.
that's not positive. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like leave me away from all of it. You know what I mean? Like I just don't. I don't want to be like my kids never even see me like mad like that. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to share that light of me. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I
yeah,
always try to be on my best behavior as much as possible. And if I feel like I'm getting like that, it's time for me to go. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Because I don't want to bring that person out because it ain't gonna be good for nobody. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So it's just like
yeah,
yeah, I just try my best to I try my best to be a better me. You know what I mean?
yeah. Nah, I
So.
always thought that was hella interesting, bro. That's why I think it's some like I was talking to my son about it, and I was just like, bro, the only thing I could think of is like there's so many. I watch a lot of these things and they talk about there's only like so many personalities, there's so many types of people, and like
Mhm.
that's why we have like we go through these cycles in civilization because there's only so many different types of people that are in
Mhm.
charge, and then this happens and this happens. So anyway, it goes in like cycles, right? And I was explaining it to him that way, and then also like a big majority of the world is herd. You feel me? We just follow each other's. You know, that's why trends happen. That's why
Mhm.
one person can celebrity can do this and that, and then all of a sudden now it's the
Mhm.
best thing because everybody sees it. Monkey see, monkey do type shit. And so I think that's a reason why a lot of people. I'm just gonna speak from a man's point of view. A lot of men don't really speak up and be like, "Hey, man, you know what? Check it out. Do it this way. Do it that way. You ain't got to be like this." Is because it's uncomfortable. It could be uncomfortable, and it's so easier to just fall in line, going with the crowd,
Mhm.
go to with what everybody's
It,
doing.
and I think it's also the backlash. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
then you have to be like, oh, he a hater, or he this and he's
yeah.
that, and now I'm this person. It's just like, why? Because I'm just telling you the truth.
I kind of want a little
You know
bit
what
of
I
that
mean?
smoke.
Yeah, you should.
I kind
Why
of want a
not?
little bit of
I,
that
I don't I
pushback.
don't I don't I don't mind the smoke if I don't mind the
I
smoke.
don't know why. I'm on some real fucking, bro. I'm ready to go
I
on
don't mind this. I don't mind the smoke if I know I'm fighting against your demons, bro. Like I'm fine with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if I know I'm fighting for the greater good. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like there's nothing that you can
yeah,
there's nothing that you could do or say to me that where I'm like, oh man, you got it. Like
yeah, yeah,
fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like if you doing your own shit, I don't really give a fuck. But if you like doing some shit that's destructive to the kids or anything like that,
yeah,
like you a lame ass motherfucker.
yeah,
Like I
yeah.
just and that's the thing, bro. Like the people that let's go. He was just gonna get me mad, bro.
I just see that come over your face, like man,
But this
that was a.
that expression that I just showed you right there is the
I
reason why
love
I try
that.
to stay offline because
Yeah,
that's how I feel when I see this bullshit online. It's just like
but I feel like that's why we got to get online. That's where
yeah.
we differ, bro. I'm almost like,
But you wanna know what it is though?
because if we stay offline, then what we doing?
We live in life, motherfucker.
And see, I cannot get that, and because I've tried to walk that road too, but then I feel like it's almost like I feel like I got some perspectives to share and some tools to share with people.
You feel like you hiding something from
Hide
the
it.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
I
get
got
that.
very much on. Let me just take care of me and my family. Me, 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 me.
Yeah.
Let me get my house. Let me get this. And I was just like, I ain't gonna lie, this shit kind of
Yeah.
whack, bro. It's just me. It's literally. I'm telling you, when I went on that road, that fucking car ride to Chicago, bro, by myself, that shit shook up some shit, bro. Because I was on the road like it is just me.
That boy Al sound like you was gonna pull over and fucking drown yourself.
Bro,
Like
I was gonna jump off the mountain. No, not even that. It was the opposite. Like I've been moving in a way where I'm like, it's just me, bro. I'm looking out for myself, for my kids, as long as we eat. And I think that's kind of what almost like perpetuates that whole shit. That oh, the whole drug dealer type shit. Oh, I gotta eat. Somebody gonna do it. I got a family to feed. But you're not thinking about all this other chaos. You know what I mean? You fucking spreading. If you ever talk to somebody that was really doing their shit, some of the guys that really got out, right? That we talking about the lucky ones. They'll sit there and say like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I regret a lot of the shit. I ruined a lot of lives. I did this and that. But we don't really talk about that much. We so busy glorifying the motherfuckers that's still in it, doing it, and we regard them as like, oh, they doing their thing, they doing it
Just
big. It's all
just
just a
look at the
cycle, bro.
perspective of this. To every successful drug dealer, think how many
Yep.
successful
Uh,
think how many lives that you have ruined,
exactly. Yeah.
successful lives that you have ruined. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like there's people who used to be doctors or whatever until they got hooked on your drugs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
And
out of
then
every one successful drug dealer, look at the chaos. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So it's just imagine
And what we gonna say? Oh, whatever.
somebody else would have did
The
it.
CIA brought this in, all this kind of
All right,
shit.
so stop using it.
Yeah, yeah. Like that's where I'm like, bro. Like we know what the problem. Once you identify what the problems is, especially with all these different government, oh, the government did this and that. Once you know what keeps you saying, well, let's just keep doing how it is because we got this person to blame. I don't care what it is. It's like, bro, once you know what the problem is, you should be able to like reverse engineer that shit or go backwards and be like, okay, actually, I don't need to do this.
Yeah,
That should make
man.
you want to not go with the through the motions of the regular shit that
And
everybody
that's
do.
that's why I was telling you about like I read you a little poem that I did to my brother
Can we recite the element, bro? That shit
but
put
hold
up
on.
for that, bro.
It's so it was a line that I said in there, and I see like 600 if I can remember because I
Damn,
don't.
fucking hip, boy.
I said we were taught bullshit while being stuck in bullshit. Now we're spending the rest of our lives trying to unlearn our bullshit. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what's gonna end up happening. It's just like you so used to this condition, and then when you start looking like why the fuck am I doing this? Like this don't benefit no. Like who taught me this? Like why is this even a thing? You know what I mean? Like why do I want to be a drug dealer? Why is it cool to be a killer? Why is it cool to be a pimp? Why you know what I mean? Like what is this? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
how is it cool? How is it cool to take a life, bro? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, people talk about a lot of bad shit. Like people, there is nothing on planet Earth that's more. What word can I use for this? That's more.
Nothing more detrimental, harmful.
Yeah, you could use detrimental. Like there's nothing more fucked up. There's nothing more fucked up than taking somebody's life, bro. Nothing.
Yeah.
You can pinpoint anything in this world that you could think that's wrong. There is nothing worse than taking somebody's breath, bro. You know what I mean? Taking somebody's existence.
Yeah.
You can try to go through the whole
What
child
about
and
getting them on dope? There's a few things that I think because then once your life's taken, then it's like cool. You don't know, you don't miss what you don't know because you ain't here no more. You know what I mean?
yeah, but that's the thing. They don't even have the chance.
Yeah.
Your life is gone, bro.
Yeah.
And the people that impact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many lives you have suffered from that person disappearing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing, and the fact that we glorify that shit is crazy to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. And this is where
We glorify it or just like so desensitized that we don't treat it as severe as it is.
and this is why I found peace again. Because that right there is when I realized the fact that we desensitized to this shit, the devil's working, bro.
Yeah.
The devil is working, bro. And it's just like for the world to be okay with the madness and to just say this is what it is, it's 2024, like that's crazy to me, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
I think too. That's kind of what like been shaking me too. Like, bro, I want to do something, bro. This is getting out of hand. I'm just seeing hella crazy shit. I'm like, bro, like I'm almost on some like go down swinging type. Like, let me at least try, bro. I gotta have something.
You know what you should try, bro?
What?
You should try reading the Quran, bro.
Yeah. I ain't got on
You
it
know,
yet.
I figure I spread the message to you one time while we on here and
I'm gonna
just
try it out, bro.
and
That's
just
I want to learn
you know what I mean?
all aspects of
learn. And that's why I use that word amusement park. You know what I mean? Because the translation that I got it says that I wish I could remember the chapter and the verse, but it says like God says that this life is this life is only a amusement park. You know what I mean? Like it's not this not your final life. You know what I mean? This not your end all be all. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
This life is strictly your test. You know what I mean? And if you can't deal with life here, and that's what really gets me worried though. You know what I mean? Like I was telling my wife this. She was talking about we was talking about like heaven and hell. I said, you want to know what's she was like, do you think you do what you do because you want to go to heaven? I said, you want to be completely honest? It's the opposite. I do what I do because I don't want to go to hell. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm more scared of hell than I am of like wanting to know the life in heaven. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're not talking about some shit that's like you just finna feel it a couple of times and you just finna be out of there. You know what I mean? Like this shit is eternity. You know what I mean? Like once your life is gone, there is no do-overs, bro. You know what I mean? This is your life. You feel me?
It's interesting because, like, I'll be honest, I don't even think about it. You know what's crazy? That shit does not cross my mind. Even the heaven part.
I know.
That don't cross my mind.
I think that's what's crazy about you, bro. Like, I think that's why you get so like caught up in these things, bro. Because you don't. I think you don't see nothing past this life, bro.
No. The opposite. Like, it's not I don't see nothing past this life. It's just I just don't look at the heaven and hell. I think of it as this is our time. Right now, I'm here in its manifestation, this body or whatever. What you gonna do with it? You get to play this game on this planet, on this earth, and this during this time. What are you gonna do with it? And I think that's kind of where I was back, where I was like, I feel like I'm not doing. I'm half like I'm in the game, but I'm like I'm jogging instead of sprinting. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how I like to look at it. Not that if you don't start sprinting, your ass is gonna be down in hell. I don't look at it like that. I just don't know, but I just feel like I could be creating or impacting more.
My thing is this: when it comes to our existence, if you believe in a God, you would think that he left some type of instruction manual for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we finna go. Yeah.
You would think so, right? So my thing is like, if I'ma listen to anybody's advice, I'm gonna pick up some religious aspect of it if it logically makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just unfortunately like the Quran just makes.
Yeah, my man's Team Quran.
Oh yeah, man, Islam to the death, man. It's
I fuck with that though. I like that, and I think it does give you like a North Star, something to kind of keep you in line. I think that's
because the way, and the only reason why it makes more sense to me, because the way I grew up and the way I see things now, the way the things they're explaining in the Quran is just like, damn, like that's why I shouldn't have been doing that. You know what I mean? Like even the way the family structure is, the way they tell you about the family structure, the way the way people always talk about relationship problems, like the book tells you what to look for. You know what I mean? This what type of woman that you should be looking for. This what type of man you should be looking for. You know what I mean? It's like you have the guidelines, you have the rule book, but you think you know better.
Yeah.
you think you know better than the person who made you. You know what I mean? Just like as a parent, right?
Yeah.
Like when you trying to teach your kids something, they think they know better than you. How do you know more than me when I created you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how I look at like the God embodiment. You know what I mean? It's just like, who knows me better than him? You know what I mean? It's just like, of course he's gonna. You may not like. This is a verse in the Quran. You may like what you think is good for you, but what's actually bad for you, and you may not like what's actually good for you, or what's actually bad for you, but it's good for you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that hit my soul, bro, because it's just like, yeah, I may want to do this, I may want to do that, but who is it? You know, I may want to talk to this girl, I may want to do this, but who is that hurting in the long run? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like it's not benefiting nobody. Yeah. You know what I mean? What I get some pleasure out of it, and then what? Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Do it to the next. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just like we can go on and on about it. Even if I wanted to drink, what good is that doing for me? Me drinking, what is that going to do for me? You know what I mean? Besides fuck up my insides, it ain't gonna benefit my lifestyle. Yeah. So why do it? You know what I mean? So it's just like everything makes sense. It's just like why even indulge in this when it doesn't give me no type of nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It sounds like you found that guidance that you wanted as
For
a
sure,
kid. You
for
feel me?
sure.
That's exactly like
Yes,
point in one sentence. You
yes.
wanted guidance as a kid, and
You're absolutely
you
right,
got it in
bro.
your 30s. You know,
You're absolutely right. Well, I got it in my 20s,
or
but
20s.
I
Yeah.
came back in my 30s.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's kind of, I guess, what brings me back to more like a lot of shit is just this is just a game of life. You know what's been interesting too lately is that because since that is like kind of my perspective, like we just here. It's up to us to do what you do with this time, that type of mentality. Like it helps me deal with like death in a really crazy way, bro. Like when I hear about people dying, I never for one, not even for a second, get like a oh my god, like it's not.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
it's just a like
So
oh
it's part of
man,
life. Yeah, it's
he out
just
the game now, huh?
yeah,
Like it sounds hella like
yeah. I get your point.
unempathetic, bro. But it's
I
like
get your point.
that.
I got like that.
Yeah,
I got to a place now where I accept death a whole lot
yeah,
easier now. You know what I mean? Because I do understand like every soul gonna taste death. You know what I mean? And for you to think that somebody gonna be here forever, like and but that's what I mean though. Like that's why I take my step of being a better person to the heart because it's just like I want to do as much good as possible. You know what I mean? Like I wanna have a good something when I die. You know what I mean? I just want. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here, and because I don't know that, why would I risk doing all the shit that can lead me death faster? You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I got this saying when everybody was using when everybody's saying you only live once, you only live this whole YOLO life, right?
Yeah.
And I said I had this saying that says um, part of the reason why no, I said I don't even remember the fucking quote, bro. But it was something to the sense of like,
I know what you do remember. That
yeah,
poem.
yeah. It was something to the sense of like living life, um, you living like every day your last is the reason why it end up being your last. You know what I mean?
Got you. Yeah.
Type of thing. You know what I mean? Like you, the way that you're living is speeding up that process. You know what I mean? So I just don't. I don't know. Like that's what I like about my son, man. Like he just know better not to do something that he know that doesn't benefit him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's my thing. It's just like, oh, you never drunk before? Well, why don't you just drink? But it's like, why? So I
Yeah.
can risk being addicted to it
Yeah.
and then do what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, what's the benefit of me doing this? There's no benefit to it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just like, why try it? Like I've never did nothing. I never did a hard drug in my life, bro. I never did nothing outside of weed. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And I stopped at like high school. You know what I mean? And but because I never seen no upside to anything else. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I think it just depends. It just depends what you're looking at. I mean, because me personally, like some of my biggest shifts or insights or whatever have been from like psychedelics and shit like that. And to get that, you really gotta like experience it because even when you try to explain them, you sound like crazy
Oh
as
yeah,
fuck. You
for
sound
sure.
like a little whatever. So, but yeah, but
Sound like a person on drugs.
yeah, yeah. But when you experience it, it's kind of like it almost had like the opposite effect. You know, had a couple of experiences where I came out of it like, bro, like I don't even want to drink. I don't want to do nothing to harm my body no more because our minds are so capable of doing this and this and that.
Yeah.
And it's by putting toxic in your body, it's gonna fuck you up. But I've got a lot of insights from it. But yeah, man,
Yeah, I
I ain't
think.
gonna lie, cause I really wanna, cause we probably coming up on time. I really want you. So can we just get a couple words, bro? Just a couple words.
Let me see what I got
My
through
man
here,
wrote a
man.
poem, bro, and I was like, man, this is like the theme of the episode right here,
So
wrapped in a poetic, artistic
I don't want to
present.
I don't want to go too much into it, but I will give y'all a little bit of it.
Just a few
And
bars.
the poem was called "Conditional Love." And where should I start this off?
Again, bro, let that shit fly. Let that shit fly. I ain't gonna lie, I gotta figure out another way to sit. Boy, this shit killing my hip. I'm about to get some chairs or something. This bit. Showing off these
So
legs.
this is a little bit of my letter, a little bit of my letter to the hood, I guess. I said, you destroy more people than you save, but you still want me to say your name. Yes, you birthed me. I felt love, but not knowing you cursed me. I thought the lessons you taught me was good for my core, but then I realized them lessons was only applying war. You never taught me how to live in peace, so I stayed asleep and stayed to myself. I'd rather die trying to save a life than live and glorify taking someone else's. But that's your love condition. You use me to mislead the youth, but not just them. You use my elders to mislead me too. You taught me it was cool to be killing and drug dealing or even pimping women. The only success I seen from that are dead or in prison. But you never mentioned those conditions. I tried to use you as my moral compass, not knowing those moral compass was just self destruction, man. And that's a
I
little bit
like
of
that.
that.
I like that.
And
I like that. We're gonna end it off on that. That's hard. You know, I'm about to
yeah.
clip that bitch out. I'm over here forcing back to be a poet, bro. I told that boy, like, bro, you don't start writing poems because you always had your words, you feel me? And I think that that's what I'm saying, we all got our tools, you feel me, that we should be using to kind of like put our little imprint on all this shit, you know what I mean? Instead of sitting back and being an old grumpy man, you feel me? I think that's where we well,
so one day y'all get the full poem to that, and I'm just trying to be. I'm trying to be better, and I actually thought I was gonna be better doing this. Like I told myself, like, man, you about to go. I was like, don't be loud like you usually be loud, and I hear myself screaming and shit.
Nah, bro, that's you.
But I don't. I'm just trying to be. I try to be. Just like we were talking about, like words and like carrying yourself. Like I try to be a little better with. You know what I mean?
You know,
I'm just passionate.
Yeah, you know what, bro, and that's again like for this one. I'm like, bro, we just got minimal production.
We too old
shit.
to care.
I'm over here fucking showing my legs off. I got the hoochie daddy shorts on. Like I'm just not really tripping. I want motherfuckers to know like this is
authentic, baby.
Authentic, bro. Because everything else, like I said, I don't want to wrap my mind around. Oh, let's get the lighting right. Let me get the shirt that contrasts the couch. Like how we used to kind of be like. All that overpowered like what the message or what the actual fucking motivation for the shit was. So,
but yeah, man, I appreciate you doing this, man. I appreciate you having me and us doing the podcast again.
You know, hey, bro, you know.
Hey, I might use this episode and put it up for the last episode for June, bro.
the transition. Now, like, for real, we gotta. I'm gonna sit down with you again. You know what I mean, for sure, because I know I'm gonna talk to Janae coming up because she got some redemption. What was she saying? She didn't like how she like showed her, or just her perspectives have changed. So that's why, like,
see, I like that. We was just talking about, like, I love that girl, man.
So we gonna do that, and the same thing because we didn't even talk about no relationship shit or nothing. You know, we could because
you know we can go. We got
some people
we gotta go on and on with that.
We're gonna do it.
But yeah, man.
My pleasure, man.
Appreciate it, man. Life under the ink, man. Beneath the ink. I always want to say underneath. For y'all don't know, Al used to have a. I think his tattoo name used to be called Under Ink. So
yeah, we was under.
So every since then, like everything is always under with him. You know what I mean? Even when he called me, I was like Under Ink. You know what I mean? Or I say Turf Tees. I say Turf Tees, and so yeah. So when he say Beneath the Ink, I just think under. Under Ink.
Even just those, man, you just see the.
Oh, that would have been a nice thing to bring back, bro. Under Ink.
Man, nah, man.
And the reason that it is now, that would have been dope.
You just see the progression, bro. Al's Turf Tees, bro. I fully embraced the life, bro. My business had the Z's in it, Turf Tees. I was doing, man, yeah. So yeah.
You remember when we did that song for you?
Hey, I still got
Ever So Wet, bro.
The Ever So Wet song. We got all that shit. I still got all that shit somewhere.
I remember that verse, bro. That's crazy.
Jamie, put the song on. I gotta give me a Jamie for this shit, bro.
But yeah, man.
Till we meet again, I'm gonna definitely we'll do it again. Like I said, I got a few people, and we gotta Anytime something comes up, bro, let me know. We'll hop on it.
Yeah, whenever you wanna, whenever
We
you wanna
out,
do
man.
something, man.
Beneath the ink.
Mac.
Yes, sir.